O-
So what are we looking at here?
Okay, well, so I can show you the cutscenes I did, and how the animation works basically.
Hmm?
So the cutscene, if I play the game, so you probably won't hear it. And by the way, the cutscene doesn't have a music or audio. So this is suppose I finish a quest and now I am returning the threads to the Eternal Loom. These villagers appear and then I can tell them a story of what I just did. And this was already there. But now a cutscene will be played and it's random, so I don't know. Okay, it's this one. And it shows basically how by finishing the quests, the world gets rewoven or rebuilt. And we did it as a cutscene for now. It's the the cheapest thing you can do, but hopefully this can be parts of the actual world at one point.
Mhm.
And yeah, these could be places you actually visit. Okay, so what I did was basically draw with tiles the old world and the new world, or how the world was before. And so I can show you by removing some stuff. So this is the old world,
Mhm.
and I used the houses that are broken and some tires in the tiles.
Mhm.
And it was a bit tricky because we don't have enough assets for showing a world being broken. So, for instance, I think it's this layer or this layer. No, this layer. So, for instance, if I want a tire in this corner, it
Oh
removes
yes,
the
yes, yes. So we need those assets, but for every one of the nine
yeah, but
astros.
it's tricky because this has transparency because we want to see the thing behind.
Yes, so it actually has to be a complete copy of the full 4x4 grid of tiles with
Yeah,
time each tear that we want.
yeah, maybe one, and that's an opportunity for having slightly different
Yeah.
tires on each corner. Okay, so I had to do them in the places
So you
I
cleverly
could.
designed the level to work around this.
Yeah. And other thing I did was using some of these broken mines
Mm.
and also use the shader because I did part of this with a shader, with a transition shader.
Mhm.
And the shader, I have it applied here as
Oh, and you modulate the
material.
whole thing. There's a modulate right at the top of that one on this node. The world old node is modulated.
Yes.
So that's just
Yes.
to dim everything a little bit.
Yes, exactly. So I did modulation with this. So if I turn it off, you can see,
So it's just dark and
and a little bit darker than brown. And also then I also added to the actual shader a parameter to make it gray. So it's gray intensity here.
yes, nice.
The gray intensity. So if I make this fully gray, you can see it's now
Yeah.
fully gray.
No, it looks great when it's like it's more subtle. Because
A
you
little
want
bit subtle, yeah.
yes, it looks great.
Usually, when I do this, I do things aggressively and then turn them a bit down,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bit more subtle. Um, what else I did? What else I wanted to show you about the old world? That Oh yes, the animations. I had to tune down the animations because if I put, for instance, if I put here on the ground, if I put a tree, we don't have the SCM. Maybe avoid affected tree, and with the trunk variant. So maybe avoid affected tree. But the problem I found is our animations are happy. Our animations are waving like this all the time, and so it doesn't make much sense for a. I wanted some more something more still. So and so, for instance, on the rocks or on the tile,
Oh, you
water
need to
tiles,
turn
on
down
the
the
phone,
speed.
I had to duplicate that
Oh,
and to tune the
I didn't
animation
notice
speed
that. I didn't notice that.
because there yeah, it's all duplicated. Sorry, but maybe yeah, opportunity for making some broken world assets. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. All we have is if we want to make a broken world that's being restored,
Yep.
we should invest on the assets
So I think
themselves because this is very much tricking the existing assets.
one of the things that comes to mind is that we have the void affected tree, but the tree still looks pretty happy, right? So maybe we want a tree asset which has some
Mhm,
of its leaves on the ground and it's bare
mhm.
on top.
And can be a single frame even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if it's dead and there's no leaves, there's no wobbling to do. So we just have no shade,
exactly,
no wobble
exactly.
shader, no animation, just or
That's
maybe
a perfect example.
or
Mhm.
maybe there's a little tiny bit of wind flapping one of the leaves on the floor, but not so enthusiastically.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
interesting.
Because everything I tried here, except for the houses are great. The
They're
houses are
perfect. Yeah.
great. They show you how bad is the situation. Okay, but then let me move to the new world. For the new world, and yeah, I have the animation. The root of these scenes
Oh,
is
the
an
whole
animation player.
scene is the animation player.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
why from Fry's hand I can just wait for the
yes.
instance thing to be finished. And that's something I changed because before it was a custom class, and there are a few things happening here.
Oh,
Oh, if I
you're also
played,
you're modulating the water.
yes, the water. If this effect will be applied to the water, which I could have the water in the old world and the water in the new world, but you wouldn't be able to see, for instance, the like these parts, like
Yeah,
it will be just a circle or an
yeah.
ellipse
This looks really good.
going. So that's why I decided to separate common things like the
Oh,
water
yes.
and the clouds.
And I can see in the bottom left-hand corner, I can see the revealed on the other side, the foam that's been revealed is faster than the foam below it.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
really subtle
yeah.
effect. I hadn't spotted that until you pointed it.
And yes, exactly. And I can basically do almost everything from here, from animation player, which is so from the editor directly. Uh, if I don't do much, what's the name when you go back and forth
Scrubbing.
in scrubbing? Yeah, because the effects is done with the shader, uh, which is just a transition shader with the borders applied. I can show you. So the shader has the mask texture. So if I change the mask, you can
Oh,
see how I can move it
oh,
somewhere else.
I've never seen
I
this
can
before.
make
So
it smaller.
this is a generated texture.
Yes, this is a generated texture. I
Hmm.
used the gradient with the radial fill,
Yes, yes. Why don't we use
but
these for
there
the?
are others. There are, I don't know, the conic.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
And so I use it radial here, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have the
cool.
other one which uses
Yes.
linear a linear one. So yeah, I can do that, and it doesn't have to be generated. I can also make this in
A real.
game, for
Yeah.
instance, because any black to white, or actually it's um, the
Oh,
red color that is picked from this gradient. And what else? Then we have the fabric texture. So maybe I can go back a little bit. The fabric texture, what I did for this, I tried different things. I tried more realistic fabric, and
yeah.
none worked. So what I did was basically pick one of these grass tiles. I
Hmm.
open it in, so one of these, ouch. Yeah, one of the grass tiles, I open it in GIMP and I blur it,
Hmm.
keeping it
Keeping
tiled.
the grain of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of works. Maybe you can try other textures, but this works. I have a scale for this, so you can see,
Uh,
you can scale the repeated. And there is some, so the progress is what I animate for the actual effect. So this is being animated with the animation player, and then smoothness
oh, lovely.
controls how sharp or how smooth is the transition. So you can do, yeah, you can imagine also doing other kind of things. There is a burn size because I took this effect from others. I took as reference other shaders that are burn effects. Like for instance, you in card-based games, you burn the card to make it disappear. So there's the burn size and the burn color. You can change it as well. And I decided to, I can show you the code of the shader code. So for the burn size, I think I decided to also use the same smoothness as, I know I have burn size. I have burn size. Yeah. So burn size is like smoothness, but for the
Burn.
burn,
Yeah. Okay.
because you add it to the progress.
Right.
And
The burn is moving slightly ahead of the progress of the
mhm.
trailer. Yeah, I see.
And the alpha for the smoothness is the progress plus the smoothness in the, so it's just one minus the progress and then one minus the progress plus smoothness. So this is the cutoff,
And
and the other one.
do you just have the opposite gradient direction on the other? Um,
I had to do that. I didn't want to, but I had to do that because otherwise, if I, let me go back with undo.
you could use git restore, right?
Yeah, because if I didn't, well, there is the gray effect, which could be a separate shader, by the way,
Hmm.
but um, but it's a bit complex to compose shaders.
Hmm.
And I wanted, so if I hide the old world, the new world, you can see there is a hole in here because I have the progress going back,
Uh-huh.
animated going back in here. and with zero smoothness. I could add a bit of
Ah,
smoothness, but it's the same. It has to be the same texture, mask texture. So that's why
I see.
it's
So,
here.
but if you look at if you show the animation player again, so
Yeah.
is the shader resource shared between the two? Yes, it is. I see.
Yes. Yes. There
I
is.
see. You are animating on what's that first property there? That's the I see. If you those 2 points, so you're animating the 2 points on. If you scroll to the top of the animation player, yep, scroll it up. See the first two tracks. What are those two properties? That's the
This
progress
is
parameter,
material shader parameter progress.
and the first one is being animated from 0 to 1.
This is from
Yeah,
0 to 1
and the
in
other
both
one is from
new,
1 to 0.
and this is 1 to 0. Yes, you
Aha,
can
and
see it.
you have them slightly misaligned because of the burn and the smoothness.
Yes, right now I think I have some differences, but let me restore. It's dash. This is the reset, not the cutscene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
It's difficult to see it here because if I zoom, the shader is applied to the visible part.
Right.
So I had to have it entirely on screen. If I do this, you can see it move. It moves. But one thing I learned is there is a setting for avoiding the output to appear all the time after. So if I play this, it just plays and it leaves my animation
Ah,
player, and that that was very useful because and it's a setting here in editor in editor configuration run. Yeah, sorry, this is in Spanish, but I have do nothing here.
but when running, do nothing.
Action when running, do nothing. That
Uh-huh.
was a good finding because I know how to go to the output.
And,
It doesn't
and,
have to appear all the
and
time in my
and
play.
it shows a little badge even when you do that. All right,
Mhm.
I'll be changing that right now. Do nothing. There we go.
And okay, other things I did here was the shine particles. This is directly borrowed from the buttons.
Hmm.
So this is a particle effect animated, so you can see
And are you animating the radius of them?
the radius a little bit. I think. Let me go
You're animating
here.
the emission shape scale. So you're scaling the shape out in
You
correspondence.
mean here?
Yeah, so
Yes,
they follow how much of the world has been rebuilt. So you're animating
yes.
the
For
shape.
this, exactly.
Interesting.
For this effect,
I see.
I animated the shape, the emission shape. So the emission shape and the position a little bit, and when they are emitting or not.
Got it.
Emission shape scale. That's what
That's
I
in the process
did.
material which you are on now. Yes.
And this one is a bit different because I just changed the position.
And you just have a line that
Mm.
wipes across the scene.
Yes. So they start here, here. Shine particles, they start here, and I just move them along with the
And
horizontally.
you have the shape configured to be a diagonal line.
Yes, slightly diagonal. Yeah. But yeah, this is very cool. You can see I can move it
Yeah.
in the editor and see more or less what what they do. They have some turbulence, so the particles look like they are on the same place,
Yes.
yeah, affected by the same forces. And what else? Oh, yes, something I wanted to show you is the trail effects. I spent maybe way too much on the trail effects, and maybe they don't add
I think
too
they
much
do.
to
They do.
the wall animation. But what I have is this test in which you can see there's one attached to my mouse, and when I click, I do I do stitching. So
Yes.
I can do stitching with the mouse, or I can do. And I was thinking about this as more as a one new toy for our learners to play with. So yeah,
Yes.
having some trails, and the only thing that matters is the position, because if I move the mouse, you can see the radius gets reduced. It's like you are pulling from that string, and when you go slowly, then it's more curly.
Yep.
And yeah, and for animating that, it was a bit of an it's not a nightmare, but yeah, I had to. If I had 5 more minutes, I can show
Yeah.
you. I did this with a path. So
Mhm.
there is this path, and I hope you can see it
This is
because uh, here is better. So it's a path, and you can imagine there's a jump, and then it goes on the floor with stitching on the floor. And there is the path follow to D. So with the path follow to D, you just add
progress.
an object, and you have the progress. And you have two progress, which is interesting. You have the progress ratio, which goes from 0 to 1,
Yes.
and you have the progress, which
But they're just
is in pixels.
yes.
And moving any of these moves the other.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So initially, I started animating, and you can animate this like any other parameter from an animation player. Initially, I started with the progress, but then I realized what I wanted, if I didn't want to lose a lot of work, was uh, changing the pixel one. So I did that, and I can show you, this is something new I learned,
Mhm.
that you can have Bezier curves
Oh.
for changing things. And it's a bit tricky to handle this, but yeah.
Well, look at that.
Yes, this is my jump,
Yes.
basically. And without the Bezier curves, it's very hard to control, basically, what's going
Yeah.
on. But with Bezier curves, is amazing. So without, what you have is well, these are
Oh
in
yeah.
Bezier curves, so they don't see, you don't see it. But without Bezier curves, you have the easing, and the
Mhm.
easing can be well, it's a number, it's a float,
Mhm.
but there are some uh, there are
Oh, it's
some
in here, right? It's on the right hand side of this.
easing is
Ah,
here.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. You have linear, you have is in, you have is out, you have nothing. So,
Mhm.
and is in out. So what I wanted for the progress, for the jump, was that it totally accelerates then when the top is reached, like in here. Uh, so this will be an is out. This part here will be an is out, and this part here will be an is in, I think. But and I tried that and I was not happy, and then I realized, okay, I can draw it basically. So
So
this is this
I'm
is
just,
my own is out is in effect.
I'm just going to answer a couple. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Wait. One thing I could also do is to show the trail effects in the editor. That will be a better way.
Sorry, I just had, yeah, phone call.
Yeah, no problem. This
yeah.
is actually the last thing I wanted to show
Yeah.
you, the Bezier curves, because
And because
this way,
the trail is not a tool script, I guess.
yeah, I didn't do that for time constraint reasons, but maybe it will be better. Will be better to have it here.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically with these Bezier curves,
This is really good.
I can do any smoothing or make it harder on the fall, and yeah, that's about it.
Oh, look at that. Yes. Very cool.
Okay.
Cool. Well, what's cool about this is, of course, you've invented a lot of new stuff, but I actually think I think that the fact that you've taken, yes, I think it would be great to have more assets to make this look even better. But I think it's a great example of taking a combination of new stuff and then assets that were already present and like using you. I really like the approach of just having two versions of the scene and fading between them, because it gives you a lot more flexibility. It's annoying if you have to design the level twice, but something I've been realizing is that you kind of are stuck with that. You have to do anything non-trivial. You have to have multiple versions of things anyway. And
yeah,
so
my next question, or my next the next thing I want to try is how to apply that to this bridge, for instance.
And that's already structured as two different timeline layers.
Yes.
So in theory, you can just run the same shader along it, which would be really cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Will.
Nice. Thanks for the deep dive. Now the question is, where do we put these videos?
We'll see. We'll see later. Don't worry.